Man, welcome, welcome, welcome. You're far too kind. What's going on? How you doing? Hey, what's up, Eugene? What's up, Shanta? What's up, Jeffrey? What's up, Wanda? As you guys can see, I'm doing it casual. It's casual Friday, you know what I'm saying? Got me sitting around, you know what I mean, doing my thing. Everybody be like, hey, man, where you at? What up, Eduardo, Santana? Hey, brother, Shanta, what up, fam? What up, what up, what up? What's going on, baby? You know what I'm saying? You know what it is. Okay, Paul's on here. I'm ready to go. Let's go, gang. Alita, what's up? Wanda, you know what we do? 5 minutes, man. We give everybody 5 minutes to get in here. Joseph, what's going on? Big ups. Big ups to y'all. I ain't abandoning y'all. I ain't abandoning y'all. You know what I mean? What up? What up, Rodney? What up, Brandon? Love the name. Can't wait for the bomb. I got bombs. I got bombs. What's up, Avoria? How y'all doing, Eugene? What's going on, baby? Vic, Calvin. What is happening with y'all? Did y'all have a pleasant, beautiful Thanksgiving or what? Jeffrey, Linda. Man, you know I vape, so vape to escape. You know what I'm saying, baby? You know what it is. Gang, gang. Hey, bud, what's going on, James Reed? What's going on, Shanta? You know, I ain't going to tell y'all to put the likes up, but, get the likes up. It helps with the algorithm. If y'all believe in the system, y'all want to help out. I'm going to tell y'all right now, Financial Friday told me to do this show today because, earlier I had caught a little food poisoning, you know what I mean, from McDonald's, man. Can you believe that? I was like, wow, earlier was horrible. Alita, how are you? How was holiday? Holiday was beautiful, man. We had family over here. We had friends. We had little ones over here. Everybody was just chilling. We enjoyed ourselves. We had turkey, we had ham, we had seafood stuffing, not stuffing, seafood dressing. We had regular dressing. We had broccoli. We had all this beautiful food, man. It was beautiful. Excuse me. It was really beautiful to be around people. Just a lot of love. You know what I mean? Ribs, no ribs. I wish I'd have had some ribs, man. I'm looking for some good ones. APB out for me. What you looking for me for? What you looking for me for, baby? I'm here. I'm always here. I'm always doing Financial Friday. The group votes every week. People don't understand that. I got a group. We do things together. The group tells me if they want me to release it. You don't got to pay for information. Everybody gets that solidly confused about what subscription-based websites are. You don't pay to be a subscriber. You pay, to get the info, and they tell me when to release and when to not. And for the last 4 weeks, I've been quarterbacking this like I do. So they want the info. They don't want to share it. I leave it up to my group. That's all I do. I let them vote. I do my thing. But tonight I'm going to do you guys a little bit of talk, man. I think we need to revisit our situation as YouTube and as a community, especially Denarians. Man, there's some really good Denarians out there, man, trying to do good. There's a little cat out there in Iraq. He types up stuff. Little dude's really good. I really like this little dude. He's a really good little dude. I mean, not to diss nobody else, but he just tells what he knows based upon information. And I'm going to let y'all know something about him. He's actually a translator inside of Parliament. Y'all don't know that about the little dude because he's real quiet, he's real low kept. But I want to shout him out. He knows who he is. Been with you. Of course you've been with me. I've been rocking with you. You've been rocking with me. That's what we do. We got 30 seconds and I'm going to knock this out because this ain't going to take me but about 20 minutes. You know what I'm saying? Come on, get them likes up, y'all. We got 70 people, man, 25 likes. I need to see at least 40 likes before I do anything. Nicole gang gang. I'm in the gang. What's going on? Come on, baby. Get them likes up. Let's do this, man. Y'all want me? Here I am. My A1 since day one. Shout out Sean. Shout out my boys in blue. You know what I'm saying? Man, I had a beautiful Thanksgiving. Thank you, man. Thank you. Let's do this, man. Let's get the likes up, baby. Let's do this. 5 seconds and I'm starting. 5 seconds and I'm starting, man. I need at least 40 likes in 5 seconds. We have 5 minutes, man. Y'all gonna make me turn this off. I got news. You want news? I got news. Let me get this news out, man. Let me get this news out. Okay. My guy. Good to see you too, bro. Okay. So, man, Hope, good to see you too. Hope y'all had a good. I'm in Oklahoma all the time now. Marcus, Detra, much love for real, Bahamas in the house, Maxwell, you know what I'm saying? He was on Financial Friday. So let's get to this news. So One of the ministers revealed on Monday that the details about the state administration coalition was at the home of the Patriotic Union president, Pavel Tabani. Now, I'm going to tell y'all straight. What happened is the Kurds went to Baghdad after this new PM came in. The new PM, Sadani, seems to be like a really solid dude. What up, Denise? Shout out my little piggies. The new dude didn't put really anybody into a cabinet position or a position of power that would allow him to really be, let's say, reprimanded by the Friends Group. If you don't know who the Friends Group is, the Friends Group are a bunch of friendlies that are advising Iraq, the European Union, the United States, Japan, people like that. And this is you can look it up, right? What's going on, Ramel? Anthony, Caesar, what's going on, Ramel? Assalamu alaikum. So, the group came out and they basically said, hey, look, if you're going to hold these cabinet positions and being the Kurds, you need to make sure that you get what you want out of the deal. So even though Sauder kind of vacated the position, which was fine, and he did his thing, and that's all good. What's up, Senor Fate? Hey, man, happy birthday, Senor Fate. Shout him out, man. Happy birthday. My birthday's coming up this month, too. You got 21 days to my birthday. And I was really hoping from October through a certain amount of time that things were going to be different. But I'm glad the way that things are working out. We already talked about the pay systems for the digital coins. That's coming. And a lot of people don't realize this, that if there ever is going to be a replacement for the petrodollar, it is going to be the central banks or the Federal Reserve's digital coin. That way it evens the playing field, a unit to unit. Your currency will be represented by a coin. Your coin will have a substantive value based upon the fiat, and everything works together. And if you notice what Iraq is doing, really is kind of simple. The currency that they're coming out with, that's why I mentioned the $20,000 notes, they all end in zeros. It's easy to end in zero because it's easy for accounting. So if you think about it, if something costs, let's say, 0.5 of a dinar, if you give someone I'm just using a coin, you don't get change. Well, they're trying to make it so if everything is digital. And that's the key point that I think a lot of people aren't really focusing on. How are you going to come out with a physical fiat note, but you're going digital? They're going digital because the world's going digital. Europe's going digital. France is going digital. I'm sorry, I didn't mean Europe. I meant Great Britain, United Kingdom, France, Italy. All you're going to start to see that come out from these central banking systems is everybody's about to go digital. So if everybody's going digital, that means that you can buy and sell commodity based upon your unit, based upon your fiat. It doesn't mean that, of course, most people don't think like this. Of course they don't, because they don't think. If you think about it, it really makes sense. I've always said this, that the dollar is going to reign supreme for a long time, and people hated me for it. Now I'm going to tell you something that's absolutely shocking. The petrodollar is going to go away. The petrodollar is definitely going to go away. It's going to be replaced by the Federal Reserve digital dollar. Everybody's going to trade in digital currency. Why? Wallets and ledgers are anonymous. You can still be monitored by certain government forces that are three-letter agencies that people want to look out for. And on top of that, people will be able to see what's going on in real time, and they'll be able to settle transactions in real time, fractions of seconds. So when you look at like a payment settlement system, and you can all guarantee this through FedNow, which if they've been testing it with the MIT boys and some other people, and they've settled payments not cross border, but not internationally, inside of the United States, that are able to do them within fractions of a second. That's Iraq's biggest problem. See, there need to be safeguards inside of Iraq's system, and that's what you guys are finding out. The Kurds made a deal. The deal is everybody knows that everybody's going digital. The petrodollar is going away. ISIS has been thwarted at the border, and you see where all the Iranian tanks are going up against the northern border, and they were met by resistance from the NISS, something like that. It would take one of my members to tell you. It's actually there that's doing it. But however, what happened was they confiscated a big plant that was an asphalt plant that they decided they were going to try to make into they didn't decide. It was disguised as an asphalt plant, but really that plant was there to process and finite black oil. They're going to refine it. The ISIS is teamed up with Iran, and you're going to say I'm crazy, but this is the truth. ISIS is teamed up with Iran. They were processing that, and ISIS was selling oil to Iran. The Fed dollar will not be the world's reserve currency. The digital dollar, everybody's digital dollar, will put everybody on a even playing field. If you know what I'm saying, you know what I'm saying. But if you ever heard that statement, and I'm not a fan of this person, but it makes perfect sense today. The digital dollar will put everybody digitally on an even playing field. The currency is represented because of your fiat. Yeah, they do. They've been testing it. It's in Fed now. Everybody knows that. However, here's the deal. The Article 140 just got reenacted inside of Parliament because the Kurds made a deal with al-Sudani that said, if I come forth with these 2 seats that you want for your government, you can have a fully seated government, what I need you to do is give me a couple things. The first thing I want is Article 140. They gave him that. That's why you see that in the news. The next thing they told him is we have to settle on the oil and gas law. They said, yes, that's what they're going to do. That's why it's in the news. It's not hard to see. This is easy to do. Now, that means if the Kurds made a deal, you know the budget's about to come out, I think Saturday or maybe the Saturday following. If it comes out the Saturday following, they're just working out a few finite details. However, what they are doing is, you know, there's deals been made. The Kurds would never supersede their position unless they had a deal for Article 140 and the HCL. It goes Article 140. Next thing you guys are going to see in print is going to be a census. The census has to come out because once you get all the displaced people back to where they need to be, now if you do a census, you can account for what? The HCL law. Now you can go ahead and enact the oil and gas law. Once the oil and gas law is enacted, guess what? The $20,000 bill comes out. They drop the $25,000 and the $50,000 note for large purchases, and they even said in print, there will be no destruction of old currency notes. So therefore, all of our notes from 250 to 50,000 will still be good. Do you pick up what I'm laying down here? Can I get a thumbs up? Can you spam thumbs up on the chat so y'all get where I'm coming from? Please let me know you're following. Yo. Amen to that. There you go. So they've already discovered that they already had a digital dinar. That digital dinar is going to be in coinciding with the Central Bank of Iraq. It's not going to be the digital currency that I reported on like 2 or 3 years ago. It's going to be a currency issued by the central bank. Other central banks are going to be talking together. That's why we're waiting for Fed now. Now, a lot of people are like, well, Fed now is not going to happen until blah, 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 blah. Fed now is already happening. You're just not privy of it because we haven't seen the final testing going to market. Other countries already have their digital currency ready to go out. So it is the death of the petrodollar, which is fair. The petrodollar in thought process is really an elitist idea that our money is worth more than somebody else's based upon some type of elitism, America, whatever, blah, blah, blah. That is all going away. Now, with that, you got to think, why are they coming out with all this stuff right now? They said, if you read the article, the digital dollar wouldn't come out until the end of 2023. Of course they say that. Of course they're going to tell you the digital dollar. Because why are they trying to fix it and make it today? They've already made it. It's already probably been minted. It's already probably in the coffers of the central bank. They're waiting for the best time. So think about this. When Iran is at the border of your country and Turkey, with Hezbollah, is at the border of your country, lobbing balls over, which are missiles, and destroying oil fields, right? Why? Because they know that Iraq's going to be sovereign. That's why all the protests inside of Iran and these other places, Iran's protest specifically on the CBI news channel says, we want to be sovereign just like Iraq. We want to be sovereign just like Iraq. I'm not saying there's going to be a regime change or any of that other things. What I am telling you is that other countries recognize what Iraq is doing and their position and their role inside of the region, especially with dealing with Saudi Arabia and Iran. And to all the BRICS folks out there, I don't know if y'all saw that, but Saudi Arabia basically said, we ain't going to join BRICS. They made a deal with the United States to buy arms. You want to buy arms? Buy them from us. Saudi Arabia is one of those funny countries, though. They have this huge money infrastructure, big money. However, what they don't have is an army to protect it. That's why they need the United States. After looking at what happened in the crisis that happened in Ukraine, you have to admit, no one's out there really vying for Russian military armament. They're out of ammunition. Think about this. When you have authoritative regimes, the money doesn't go to the places it needs to go. It goes in the pockets of those that steal it. And that's what they're trying to avoid in Iraq. With a digital system, you won't be able to steal it. They're eliminating the need for the auction because the United States put sanctions on those banks because the Iraqis were not strong enough to do it themselves. They put the sanctions on the bank. The auction has been cut down to almost very little or a lot less. Eventually, they're going to say, why even do the auctions if no one's going to buy the money? Get it? Auctions eliminated. Article 140 implemented. Census coming. Do you get it? It may not be on your time or my time, but it's on Iraq's time. And Iraq is going to do what Iraq has to do to make sure Iraq survives. But as long as there's a need for European gas inside of Europe, Iraq is always going to have a place at the table. And that's why they didn't go to Northern Africa to somewhere like these other places that produce crude and were like trying to pump them up. They were too far behind in infrastructure to get anything done. Now, you have to look at this from two folds. They say the end of this comes out. They say the end of that, it comes out. However, you got to think about this. Why did it only take them 10 days to form a group of committee that got resurrected from, I believe, 2014 for Article 140? Why is it now that the Kurds are talking to Baghdad about the implementation of the oil and gas law? Because once everybody's settled in the position, now you can start paying people, especially the people who have been displaced abroad. It doesn't take a bunch of hoop hollering and me reporting every week to tell you these things. If you watch the news and read it, you can keep it up for yourself. And these are all major bombs. If I wanted to sit here and hit bomb, 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 I've already told you more in the last 2 seconds than most people have told you guys in probably 4 weeks. That's why I've always said I can walk away from this and come back and still deliver news that no one's talking about. But there's more. Let me give you guys the skinny. Kurds announced the negotiations with Baghdad at the capital, which made sure that they got the things that they wanted, blah, blah, blah. We already know that because that's why we know that the budget's coming out. The budget couldn't come out unless you had a fully seated cabinet. Cabinet couldn't come out unless the Kurds conceded at getting their way in the negotiations with Baghdad. Now, with all that being said, when does that note come out? And I'm going to leave you with this. Oil and Gas Natural Resource Committee Thursday to pass the oil and gas law to achieve political consensus. If the political and regional consensus is achieved between the region, the central bank, and the political parties, the law can be legislated and amended in 1 week. 1 week. Noting that laws have been in place for more than one parliamentary session. This has already been on the plate for everybody else to understand. However, the controversial laws have been a political aspect, and they cannot be implemented unless political settlement takes place, negotiation. Going on to say, if political consensus is not achieved, the committee will work on it to include it in the purpose of voting. If it does not pass, then there is no political consensus. Just like America, they got to get 60%. I would venture to guess that 60% is already there. And for all the people out there who want to bring up Maliki and all this and all that, notice you don't see Maliki in the news because Maliki's non-relevant, like I've said, for the last 2 years. He's running from lawsuits and from criminality that he's been prosecuted from the Supreme Council. So with that, guys, I want to say hello. Good to see you again. We only got 111 likes. I'm not going to ask for any more likes. I'm just going to report the news. I hope you guys have a good evening. I hope this broke it down for you. If you need to, watch it 2 or 3 times. Share it with your friends. Because Look at this. Look at this. Article 140, consensus, HCL, new note, new rate. That's the way it's going to go. I just told you, Sammy D. I hope you guys have a fabulous weekend. I hope that your Thanksgiving was not only prosperous, but that you were able to share the bounty with your friends and your family. And yeah, if you want to catch me on Fridays, to make sure you catch a show, join the Noble Institution. And I do these reports every Friday. I do them at 12 noon CST, and I do them for them. And then they tell me if I can do YouTube. They're my shareholders, they're my friends. We're in this together. I hope you guys have a great evening. And listen, 2023 is nothing but 5 weeks away. You waited this long. What's wrong with waiting a few more weeks? Oh, you're fine, Sammy D. You're good, baby. I know you're working. Don't worry about it. Rewind it, watch it again. But I'm gonna tell y'all, I'm signing off. I I thank you so much for supporting me, supporting the channel, supporting what we do. I hope you guys all have a fabulous weekend. I hope that gives you everything in 20 minutes or less so you can get back onto your day. Stay investing. Hedge your bets. Okay? Hedge your bets. Stay fruitful. Peace.